Have you ever wondered why some people seem to carry ancient wisdom in their eyes, while their family members appear completely oblivious to the deeper currents of life? Like they're living in completely different dimensions, even though they share the same DNA? It's because in every single family tree, there's always one soul who arrives with a different mission. One heart that beats to a rhythm nobody else can hear. One spirit that refuses to accept what everyone else calls normal. If you've ever felt like the outsider in your own home, like you see things others are blind to, like you carry burdens that weren't even yours to begin with, then this message is specifically for you. Because what I'm about to reveal will explain why you've always felt different, why your sensitivity feels like both a gift and a curse, and why your family's dysfunction seems to weigh heavier on your shoulders than anyone else's. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to break through. And today we're going to uncover the spiritual science behind why there's always one awakened soul per bloodline, and why that soul might just be you. But before we dive deep, if something in your spirit already recognizes this truth, hit that like button as a declaration to the universe that you're ready to understand your calling. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider this your divine nudge. Drop the number 11 in the comments if you've always felt like you were operating on a different frequency than your family members. Now, let's unlock the mystery of your spiritual assignment. Here's what nobody tells you about being the awakened one in your family. It doesn't feel like a blessing. It feels like a burden, so heavy it sometimes makes you question whether you're losing your mind. You walk into family gatherings and immediately sense the undercurrents everyone else ignores. You see through the fake smiles, feel the tension beneath the laughter, and carry the emotional weight of secrets nobody wants to acknowledge. Your mother's depression that she masks with busyness. Your father's anger that he buries in work. Your sibling's addiction that everyone pretends isn't happening. The generational trauma that flows through your bloodline like poison in a river. You feel it all. You see it all. And somehow, it becomes your responsibility to either fix it or carry it. This is what I call the spiritual sponge effect. You absorb the emotional frequencies that others emit but refuse to process. Their unhealed wounds become your chronic anxiety. Their suppressed grief becomes your unexplained sadness. Their denied anger becomes your overwhelming rage. And the most devastating part? They look at you like you're the problem because you're the only one willing to feel what's actually happening. But here's the truth that will shift everything for you. You weren't born to be their emotional dumping ground. You were born to be their spiritual breakthrough. Every family line carries what I call karmic debt, patterns and wounds that accumulate over generations until someone brave enough, awake enough, and strong enough arrives to settle the account once and for all. That someone is you. You're not absorbing their pain because you're weak. You're feeling it because you're the one equipped to transform it. Your sensitivity isn't your weakness, it's your superpower. Your emotional intensity isn't a flaw, it's your spiritual assignment. Think about it this way. If a family is a spiritual ecosystem, then you're the detox system. You process the toxins so the whole system can function. You feel what needs to be healed so healing can actually occur. You carry what needs to be released so the next generation can be free. This is why you've always felt different. This is why family dynamics that others accept without question feel intolerable to you. This is why you can't just laugh off dysfunction or pretend everything is fine when your spirit is screaming that it's not. You have what ancient wisdom traditions call the healer's burden. The ability to see into the shadow realms of human experience, to feel the pain others deny, and to transform darkness into light through your own being. It's the rarest and most challenging spiritual gift because it requires you to walk through fire so others don't have to. But here's where it gets really interesting. The reason you're the only one in your family with this gift is because the universe operates on a principle of spiritual economy. It doesn't waste energy by giving multiple family members the same awakening. Instead, it strategically places one highly sensitive soul in each bloodline to do the heavy lifting for everyone. This is why your siblings can coast through life seemingly unburdened while you wrestle with existential questions at 3 in the morning. This is why your parents can ignore obvious problems while you lose sleep over the family's spiritual health. You're not crazy for caring this much. You're cosmically appointed to care this much. The ancient texts speak of this phenomenon. In every generation, there's a Joseph who dreams differently, a Moses who questions the status quo, a David who faces the giants everyone else fears. There's always one who sees beyond the veil, one who refuses to accept limitations as permanent, one who carries the divine assignment to elevate the entire bloodline. And if you're still watching, if these words are resonating in your bones, then you're likely that appointed one. You're the spiritual game changer your family tree has been waiting for, even if they don't know it yet, even if they resist your influence, even if they call you too intense or too sensitive. Your intensity is intentional. Your sensitivity is strategic. Your inability to ignore dysfunction is divine design. But here's what happens next that changes everything. Once you understand your role, once you stop seeing your gifts as burdens and start recognizing them as divine assignments, something powerful shifts. You stop trying to make your family understand you and start understanding yourself. You stop waiting for their approval and start operating in your authority. You stop absorbing their energy and start transforming it. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of learning to hold space for others' pain without making it your own. It's developing the ability to feel deeply without drowning. It's mastering the art of spiritual alchemy, turning the lead of generational wounds into the gold of ancestral healing. And here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you stop trying to save everyone else, you become the catalyst for their salvation. The moment you stop carrying their burdens, you create space for them to carry their own. The moment you step into your power instead of their powerlessness, you demonstrate a new way of being that ripples through the entire family system. This is called the Awaken One effect. Your healing becomes contagious. Your peace becomes magnetic. Your joy becomes revolutionary. Not because you're trying to fix everyone, but because you're living from a frequency so authentic, so aligned, so free that others can't help but be influenced by your presence. Your children, if you have them, will inherit this freedom instead of dysfunction. Your siblings will slowly start questioning patterns they once accepted. Your parents might begin healing wounds they've carried for decades. Not because you forced change, but because you embodied it so completely that transformation became inevitable. But there's still another layer to this mystery that we need to explore. Because being the Awakened One isn't just about healing your family's past. It's about creating their future. And this future-focused aspect of your calling is where your true power lies. You see, chosen souls don't just break generational curses. They establish generational blessings. You're not just ending negative patterns. You're seeding positive ones. Every healthy choice you make, every boundary you set, every time you choose love over fear, peace over drama, truth over pretense, you're programming new possibilities into your family's DNA. This is what I call quantum ancestral healing. Your elevated consciousness doesn't just affect your immediate family. It reverberates backward through time, healing your ancestors' unresolved pain, and forward through time, blessing descendants you'll never meet. You become a bridge between what was and what could be, transforming your entire bloodline through the power of your awakening. Think about the weight of that responsibility. Think about the honor of that calling. You're not just living for yourself. You're living for every ancestor who carried pain they couldn't heal and every descendant who deserves to inherit peace instead of trauma. This is why your journey has been so intense. This is why your challenges have felt so disproportionate. This is why your growth has demanded everything from you. Because you're not just evolving personally. You're evolving generationally. Every time you choose healing over hiding, you break a chain that's bound your family for generations. Every time you speak truth instead of keeping secrets, you shatter a pattern of silence that's caused decades of damage. Every time you love yourself instead of neglecting your needs, you model a new way of being that revolutionizes your entire lineage. But here's what makes this even more powerful. The spiritual realm operates outside of linear time. So your healing today actually heals your grandmother's unexpressed grief from 50 years ago. Your peace today actually soothes your grandfather's buried anger from decades past. Your joy today actually fulfills dreams your great-grandmother never thought possible. You're literally rewriting history through your choices. You're changing the past by transforming the present. You're healing backwards and forwards simultaneously, standing at the center of your family timeline like a spiritual conductor orchestrating a symphony of restoration. This is why you felt so alone in your journey. This is why nobody else in your family seems to understand your path. This is why your growth has required such solitude, such introspection, such deep inner work. Because you're not just healing yourself. You're healing an entire lineage. And the ancestors know. They see what you're doing. They feel the chains breaking. They witness the patterns shifting. And from the spiritual realm, they're cheering you on, sending you strength, whispering encouragement when you think you can't take another step. You are their answered prayer. You are their wildest dream made manifest. You are proof that all their suffering wasn't meaningless, that all their pain had purpose, that their story doesn't end in tragedy, but in triumph through you. But there's one final truth I need to share with you, one last piece of this puzzle that brings everything into perfect focus. Because understanding your role as the family healer is only half the equation. Understanding why you were chosen for this role is what completes the picture. You weren't chosen because you were the strongest in your family. You were chosen because you were the most surrendered. You weren't selected because you had fewer wounds. You were selected because you were willing to feel them fully. You weren't picked because life would be easier for you. You were picked because you could handle it being harder. The universe doesn't give spiritual assignments based on convenience. It gives them based on capacity. And your capacity to feel, to heal, to transform, and to transcend was recognized before you ever took your first breath. Your soul signed up for this mission before you incarnated into this particular family system. This is why certain experiences found you. This is why specific challenges shaped you. This is why particular gifts awaken within you. Everything was designed to prepare you for this moment, this understanding, this acceptance of your cosmic calling. You are not a victim of your family's dysfunction. You are the solution to it. You are not broken by your sensitivity. You are blessed with it. You are not overwhelmed by your calling. You are empowered by it. And now that you know who you are, now that you understand why you're here, now that you recognize your mission, everything changes. The isolation transforms from punishment to preparation. The sensitivity shifts from burden to blessing. The intensity evolves from overwhelm to opportunity. You stop apologizing for your depth and start celebrating it. You stop hiding your gifts and start using them. You stop resenting your role and start embracing it. Because you finally understand the truth. You are not just the awakened one in your family. You are the chosen one. The breakthrough waiting to happen. The miracle in human form. The answer to prayers spoken and unspoken across generations. Your time of preparation is ending. Your time of manifestation is beginning. Your family tree is about to bloom in ways it never has before, all because one soul was brave enough to break the patterns, wise enough to see beyond the illusions, and strong enough to carry the calling. That soul is you. Your moment is now. Your legacy begins today. If this message has awakened something deep within your spirit, if you recognize yourself in these words, if you feel the truth of your calling resonating in your bones, then I want you to do something powerful right now. Comment below with these words, I am the breakthrough. Not because you need validation, but because you're declaring your divine assignment to the universe. You're saying yes to your calling. You're accepting your role as the one who changes everything. And when you type those words, you're not just ending a video. You're beginning a revolution. A quiet, powerful, unstoppable transformation that will reshape your entire family legacy forever. So rise up, chosen one. Your family tree is waiting for you to bloom.